frequency is the amount of cycles in 1 second. The frequency of the American power is 60 cycles. What is the meaning of that? In American power, I have 60 cycles in 1 second. In European power, I have 50 cycles in 1 second. And we are going to study in other episodes the formula to calculate the frequency. Frequency is equal to the number of poles times the RPMs divided by 120. The AC motors work with similar principle, but electromagnets in a rotor and permanent magnets on the stator or vice versa. But those magnets depend of the electromagnetic force produced for the current. The AC motors are divided in single-phase motor, double-phase, and three-phase motors. The people have too much questions about what motor is more efficient, the single-phase motor in comparison with the double-phase or the three-phase motor. If you have a motor, electric motor, single-phase, the consumption in amps to move the shaft of the motor is too much. If you have a motor with double phase, is better. If you have a motor with three phase, the consumption in amps is less. For that reason, the people say if you replace your old appliance single phase for new appliance double phase or three phase, the consumption in amps reduce dramatically, and the bill, the monthly bill, will be less for you every month. This is the example. This motor is a single phase motor, and this is the capacitor. The capacitor used only at the beginning to jump, to produce an extra voltage in order to start the motor. All the single phase motor, AC motors, they have an start capacitor, and the capacitor is used only to start. Three-phase reverse rotation. The properly way to reverse rotation in a three-phase motor is by means of contactors. The contactor is basically a breaker, the three-phase breakers, with a couple of inputs for the signal. The signal should be AC or DC. For example, this is not properly a contactor, but is exactly the same. It's a breaker, a three-phase breaker, with two inputs on the side for the signal. What is the function of the signal? Open and close the breaker. Open and close the breaker. Where is coming that signal? It's a remote signal. That signal, once again, is coming from the flybridge, from the pilot helm, and that signal could be DC signal or AC signal, low current signal. If you check the schematic, I have the main breaker. That's the main breaker that you have in your AC panel. And this is the AC power. The AC power is coming from the source of the power, three phases. And this is the output of the main breaker. The output of the main breaker enter in a couple of contactors. I have two contactors here, three inputs, three outputs, three inputs, three outputs. And the phase number one is the black one. The phase number two should be the red one. And the phase number three is the blue one. Those are the phases that enter in the motor in order to reverse the rotation. When I press this button, I activate the clockwise contactor. When I press the second push buttons, I activate the counterclock contactor. This is the procedure to use contactors.